Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And AT&T this morning reported their quarterly earnings. And overall for Q4, it was a very solid quarter. And they finished out the year 2019 overachieving on most of their goals that they had set out. And they are on track of hitting their 3-year plan. And of course, the biggest thing they want to do within that plan is to retire the debt that they had gained from the Time Warner acquisition. So for the quarter, again, I mentioned it in my video last night, the TV losses. And yes, they took another big hit. They lost a total of 1.16 million TV subscribers, and 945,000 of that came from the traditional TV side from DirecTV, and the rest was streaming. So that already a big negative. They also took a $1.2 billion revenue hit from the media side because they didn't refinance some of the licensing for Netflix. So that means they're going all in on HBO Max 100%. And they think the end result will be them making more than the $1.2 billion that they were going to get from that revenue. So they're all in on HBO Max. It launches in May. Marketing has to be on point, 100%. They can't slip up on this one. They have a lot riding on HBO Max. This has to work. And not only for the customers that already have HBO with AT&T that are going to get it for free, they need people to sign up for this that are not using any AT&T services. Maybe a person that's using Netflix that wants to get some of that content, that is going to be willing to pay that revenue of that $14.99 a month. They need those people to switch over as well. And they need about, I think, roughly 50 plus million users early on to see a big impact from HBO Max to get that added revenue. Now, again, as I've said, profits are looking good. The capex was at $19.6 billion. That does not include the reimbursement that they get from the government. First net is at more than 75%. Remember, these numbers are as of Q4. We are already in Q1. So that number, that percentage is probably higher now, closer to 80, maybe even above 80. 50 million customers now are on, not customers, but 50 million pops of the network is covered with low band 5G. So next, what I want to cover is the wireless. And the reason I say the wireless is because that's where AT&T currently has the biggest momentum and the biggest growth. So they added 229,000 postpaid phone net adds, and they finished the year nearly at 1 million total phone net adds for the full year. That's 483,000 postpaid and 506,000 prepaid. Now, again, churn did spike a little bit. They're at 1.07% now. We knew that would happen. The whole industry as a whole is up in churn. So there's a switcher pool going around, as I mentioned. So everybody's trying to grab some of those customers. So we're seeing some of the biggest growth for AT&T since about 2014. Biggest growth on service revenue and mobility since 2013. So there is some good momentum to gain from AT&T. So the plans seem to be working out. As I mentioned last night, this is the first quarter where we see the impact from the plans. The plans are working. Will this continue into Q2, Q3, Q4? That remains to be seen. Could it potentially spike? I believe so. I think the combination of the coverage expansion that AT&T is undergoing and the plan, the price point of the plans, and some of the value that they're adding with the HBO Max could potentially resonate very well with customers from other carriers that are looking for new phones, new pricing, new deals. So I think this could definitely work out for AT&T in the long run. And this is some, I would say, unprecedented growth we haven't seen in a very, very long time for AT&T on the postpaid side. Prepaid didn't do as well as we've seen in previous quarters. They added about 63,000. So not too bad, but also not too good of numbers that we used to see, the 400,000 or 500,000 gains. And I think that's largely due to the price cut on postpaid. So one thing that I do want to point out that I found interesting here, AT&T added 191,000 fiber net adds. So broadband revenue is up 2.7%. So the initial fiber investment was expensive, of course. When they laid out the fiber going from the, I think it's DSL is what it's called, switching over to fiber was a very expensive initial investment. So they had to hire contractors to put the fiber, then they had to pay for the fiber initially. But now, that's largely complete. Also, it is bad at the same time, but now they're laying off those contractors, and they are actually gaining customers. As you see here, the revenue growth is up to 2.7%. So as we go further into the year, into next year, they could potentially grow that revenue more, and they may even decide to continue rolling out fiber if they see such a huge turnout on this. So let me know what you think about this. The call is going on right now, the actual earnings call. So I'll see if I can get some more info out of that. If I do get some substantially more info, I'll make an updated video. But I want to hear from you guys if you think this was a good quarter overall. I just think money-wise, money is being made from AT&T. ARPU is up, I think, 0.4% again. So everything is falling in line. Could it be better? Of course it can be better. The TV losses, insane. That has to stop at some point. But before it stabilizes, they're going to continue taking more losses on the video side and media, just period. So definitely stay tuned to the channel. Lots more content coming. I just wanted to get this video out as fast as possible, letting you guys know what I feel about the quarter. Q4 is usually a more busier quarter. Holiday season, all that in the mix. So I think those numbers are looking good. But let's see if AT&T can keep that momentum going in a slower Q1, where it's usually not as switch heavy as we see in Q4. Let's see how those numbers look when the quarter one earnings come out. So definitely stay tuned to the channel. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you are notified when I upload content like this. Also follow all of the Tech Life social media outlets for more updates. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.